What's up, Elko? What's up, Spank? Tulu, what's going on? Play that little music for you. What's up, y'all? TJ, man, y'all gonna hear something today. 84. Man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all today. Hey, y'all ever had an ingrown toenail? Man, that shit hurt. I got my shoes off. First thing I did when I got home, I took my shoes and socks off. I always take my shoes off in the house, but not my socks. Man, I got ingrown. How y'all doing today? Hey, I'm gonna drop that link for y'all real quick, but I I got some things that I want to talk about. I'm waiting on JG, but while I'm waiting on JG, I gotta express some things to you, all of y'all. I had this happen to me. There's a certain individual that I want in here. I don't know if they're gonna come or not, but y'all need to hear this. Matter of fact, let me turn up my little deal right here. Turn the light on. So y'all know that I'm in the IT field and I'm a musician. So that means that since 2000, I'll say 2012, I have worked for myself in and out. If I see an opportunity that is a challenge that I want to take, I go ahead and take that challenge and put everything on pause. But officially, since about 2015, 2016, all right, JG, I'm gonna say this part. Let me post this in here real quick. Um, I have worked for myself, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't tell people, like, everybody that I know that knows me, they think that I just work. They don't know that I work for myself. I don't have no days off. I don't have no sick time, and I damn sure don't have no vacation time. So that means that my money has to go further than others, as the Betty Wright song said. Um, with that being said, I had a friend, a very close friend. Matter of fact, he was the best man in my wedding. I've known this cat, and we done done some stuff. I ain't talking about no homo, nothing like that, but we done done some stuff. And he was him and I then took transmissions out of cars and rebuilt engines in my grandmother's backyard, holding up the transmission with my grandmother's clothesline. So that's how far we go back. 15 years. We was about 15, 16 years old. Now, fast forward. A friend of his, which I knew growing up, she's a realtor now. And she's been a realtor for maybe 10 years or so. Now, she asked him, like, hey, what is he doing or whatever. She told him. I mean, he told her. And so she called me up, told me she wanted to be able to have her office at her house and work wherever she was on an iPad, laptop, or on her phone and print to the other realtors that's in her office. So I said, okay. And she said she wanted computers in her office. Like, okay, that's simple. All right, I got you. This is my rate. This is how much I charge. For you, I'm going to give you a reduced rate because what you need is going to require some hardware. What's up, Chris? So she told me she had some financial issues with someone getting all of the equipment that I told her. So I said, well, look, buy the core stuff that we need. She buys the core stuff that we need. And that shows up. I set time up to go over there. And I had to run cable for her. She didn't have cables and stuff like that. So it's like literally like I said it'd probably take about 8 hours. So I'll do 2 banks of 4 hours. Long story short, 2 banks of 4 hours. I charge her. And I only charge her $75 an hour, just to let y'all know. So 75, 8 hours, you pay me on the first four, and then later I'll come back, I'll finish. She said, okay, that's fine. Wrote everything out. So I come run cable. I get her computer set up. Now it comes time for me to set up for her to be able to work remotely. The VPN connection, everything else like that to the office. I get all that stuff done. I get everything done. First thing she does, oh, it's not working. I can't work. Okay, show me what you do. Oh, it's not working. What do? I drive over there and I'm trying to work with her. I'm giving her time because she's telling me it's not working. So I'm like, I know my work. I've tested it. I'm looking at everything you're doing right now. I can print there, tell somebody to check it. And so I go ahead and I help her out. Everything is working. She keeps telling me it's not working. So I go back and forth with her. I say, look, this is what's working. This is what should be working. Tell me what's not working and let me fix it. And I want you there. And then I'm going to go home with you and test it. She goes home. She's like, oh, this isn't working. I'm like, call the office and ask somebody to pick up that piece of paper that you just printed. And they say, well, it printed 3 or 4 times. It's not working. What did she do? She didn't pay me. She didn't pay me. She said, oh, I'll pay you this now. Oh, I'll pay you this now. So I went over there. So I filed a lawsuit. I had a sit. In California, we can have a sit. What a sit is, it's a person that comes to their office and they get paid $250 an hour to sit in your office until you pay. It's 3 days that dude came to her office and sat until she paid. And she also had to pay him because we could put a lien on her business, which we could take revenue that she would get from her business. Now, she had the money to pay me, but she didn't pay me. It sucks, but she finally paid me. Pay your bills, people. Everybody got to pay your bill. Got to pay your bill. Pay your bill. JG in the house. People got to pay your bill. Yeah. You don't pay your bill, you get shut down like the electric company.
Yeah. I don't understand what I don't understand how, what people look. I don't understand how people get in a mindset where they don't understand. They don't pay their bill and then they think it's okay. So, and what I mean by that is like yesterday when I was coming back and I was talking about my guy that I know, Mike. He's a few miles from me. He's got a little garage at his house, and short version of that was the same concept. Somebody hired him to work on the car. It was a little Honda Civic, Honda Accord. This was back in like 2009, 2010. Mm-hmm. They brought the car over for a transmission problem. He fixed the transmission. The guy only gave him a little bit of money. And then he calls him and said, hey, look, the car's ready to come pick up. And then when he come by, he only had a couple $100 to pay him. And then he said, man, can I take the car and make payments or whatever? And my guy, Mike, said, no, man, you got to pay the bill. And then he leaves. And then fast forward to it is, I guess people don't understand, or I guess they don't realize, or I don't know, or maybe they're just oblivious to it. Social media, there's like 6.8 billion people in the world. There's over like 300 million people on social media on some type of platform. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, True Social, Twitter, or X or whatever, YouTube, Facebook. Hell, somebody might still have MySpace. I don't know. I mean, the thing about it is, I don't understand is if you owe somebody money, but then you're friends with them on Facebook or your stuff is public on Facebook, and then you buy stuff, and then you talk about you're doing this, you're buying this, you're going on trips, you're doing this and doing that, knowing, and then you tell the man in the other breath or woman that you don't have no money, but you buying all this stuff and you posting pictures and you're going on vacation. I don't know if you understand when you do that, go get a razor blade and cut your hand open and then fill it full of salt and then do that every day. That's what it does to us as business owners.
Yeah.
It's like pouring salt in a wound or have a scab and we just keep picking at it every day. And the problem with it is it keeps festering and festering because you disrespected that person that owned that business so bad that you couldn't even have the audacity to pay your bill. And you're like, oh man, I'll get you next week. Well, guess what? People like me and Cars in the Cut, and we have, there's other people too in the chat, I'm sure. I can't see the comments, but when we work, we're not like Walmart. We're not like the big box stores. We're not like those big places. We're independent, LLC, small business owners. So if we work a week and let's just say the labor for that week is $3,000 and we got $3,000 in material, there is a lot of people out there that in small business, and me and Cars has had this conversation before, don't have the revenue or the equity or the credit line to accumulate $7,000-8,000 in material, and then we got to set on it until you decide you want to pay your bill. See, you now you've hindered me and my family on the way to me to pay my bills, pay my power bill, feed my family, clothe my kids. You've hindered me. So I look at people like this and I say, okay, you go to work, right? Yeah, I go to work. Okay, where do you work at? I work at Lowe's. Okay, so how many hours a week do you work? I work 40 hours. Okay, when do you get paid? I get paid every 2 weeks. Okay, so you work 2 40-hour weeks. You work 2 weeks. You got 80 hours worth of work. And then on that Friday, you expect to get your check just direct deposit. Oh, yeah. Well, what happens if you don't get your direct deposit? Oh, my ass is in HR first thing next morning and they're raising hell to get my money. Exactly. But guess what? We don't have HR. We are HR. We're the janitor. We're the groundskeeper. We shipping. We administration. We damage control. We customer service. Exactly. We're everything. Yep. So who do I supposed to call when you don't pay your bill? So when my guy down the road, when he got in that situation and he had to put a mechanics, that's how I found out about a mechanics lien. It's called a LT2 or LT 260 DMV form from the North Carolina. Basically what it is, it's a mechanics lien. And there's other states that have mechanics lien, but they're called something else. But the thing about people don't understand is the guy down the road, Mike, he put a mechanics lien on the car because the guy owed him money. Well, then they had to go to court. Well, when they got to court, the bank had a representative at the courthouse because they was 3 months behind on their car note, and the bank had the repo man looking for the car and he couldn't find it because the car was at my guy's shop down the road in the garage locked up because the guy tried to steal the car in the middle of the night with an extra key. You can't make this shit up. So I'm thinking to myself, so he's in court. And the bank says, well, we want the car. Well, my guy Mike, he says, well, I want to get paid. Well, what the judge did in short term is you can charge in North Carolina, you can charge up to $125 a day for storage as long as it's locked up and inside. Well, the way the mechanics lien thing is, if I give you a bill on the first of the month and the bill's not paid by the 10th of the month, on the 11th day of the month, I'm supposed to fill out that form and send it to Raleigh. I'm required by law to do that on the 11th day. Then what they do is they take the VIN number and then they send you a certified letter in the mail, and then you get the letter, and the letter says, hey, Cars in the Cut has your car, and you got a $2,000 bill, and you are starting to accumulate $125 a day for storage fee starting on this day. You have X amount of days to fix your problem. On the 30th day, they will release the title to the court system, and then you have to go to court. And if you don't show up at court, the clerk of court will release your title to the business owner, and they will give you two choices. They will let you keep the car, or they will make you sell the car. And if they make you sell the car, you cannot buy the car. So that means I can't make a family member buy the car because that's a shady deal. So it has to be sold to a third party. Well, in the guy's situation down the street, the judge has the final say. The judge granted my neighbor Mike the car, and then the bank says, well, hey, look, they owe X amount of dollars on the car. So what they did, they released the title to my friend, to my guy down the road, Mike. His name's Mike Jackson. So they released the title to him, and then they took the money that he owed the Jackson's mechanic shop. They took the money that this guy owed and tacked it onto what the bank already owed. So he had an additional charge, and it went against his credit, a judgment, and the judge issued a 7-year judgment on that guy's social security number, meaning in 7 years, if he gets a tax return, wins the lottery, wins anything, the Honda dealership or the finance company would garnish his wages until the judgment is paid back. The guy down the road, Mr. Jackson, he kept the car for a couple months. Then the guy tried to come and get it again with an extra key fob. He had to call the law, and he's like, dude, I'll give you your car back if you just buy it. And then he ended up selling the car. So when all that happened, he told me, he's like, look, you got to protect yourself. And I'm like, yeah. So that's how I got educated on that side of it, because we want to be able to trust everybody. I trust everybody. It's the devil inside that I don't trust. So if I render services to you, I expect you to pay me. If you say you'll pay me, that handshake deal don't exist no more. That's out the window. Yeah. That's out the window. So, and things change. I mean, you can't agree to something now and then keep that same agreement for 5 years, because stuff gets in. I mean, everything goes up. I mean, you just can't do it. So back to my friend Mike, he told me, he's like, look, you need a contract. You need to fill out this. You need to do 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 this. You need to get LLC. You need to do this. And it's not personal. It's business. So how I do my business is real simple. There's 160 work hours in a month, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 for a normal human being. So if you go to work every day and you go to work at Wendy's or Lowe's or Taco Bell or wherever you work at, you're averaging about 160 work hours a month. So the way I do it is to keep an active project in the shop. If it's long term, it's 40 hours a month minimum.
That's KD.
The labor rate is $85 an hour. Well, it was $85 an hour. Now it's $100 an hour. $100 an hour, a minimum of 40 hours of work, 40 hours a month plus material. And the bill is due every Friday. So if your week is the third week of the month, just like whenever your power bill, your water bill, whatever, it's the third week of the month. So I call you the week before. I don't have to, because you signed the contract. You know your bill is going to be due on the third week of every month. So what happens is I get up that Monday, just like this Le Mans. I'm working on this Le Mans. I work on this thing all week. Friday about lunchtime, I'll know what my bill is. I'll send the bill out to him. ever how he wants it, text message, email, whatever how he wants it. He'll get the invoice. He looks at the invoice. That invoice has to be paid by 5 o'clock Friday. This Friday. So when I work all this week, Friday, that bill will be paid Friday. If that bill's not paid Friday, what happens is Monday morning I call and say, hey, look here, boss man, you didn't pay your bill. Your bill was due Friday. You got 3-day late fee. You signed it in the contract, 3 days, 1.5% per day until the 10th day, and it jumps up to 30% per day. On the 10th day, or the 11th day that the bill was sent, so this Friday, if the bill was sent this Friday, he don't pay Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. On Monday, I fill out a LT2D60. I fill out the form.
That's quick. You get quick on them.
10 days. That's what it says by law. 10 days. So on the 10th day, I go on the website. I key in all the information. I put the invoice with it. I hit submit. I don't call you no more. Yeah. I'm not calling you. You know you owe me. I'm not calling you. I'm not doing it. Because in the contract, it says in the contract that you sign every time I contact you to say, hey, car's in the cut. You owe me money. Guess what? I tacked another $150 to your invoice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know, going in with that, you know, it's one thing, you know, if you get behind on a bill or something, because I know when I dropped my Tahoe off, and then I know I dropped my wife's car off to get the engine rebuilt, and it was like it's better for us to get them fixed than it is for us to just get rid of them. But you know, the guy, I showed up, I handed him like $1,500 when I just dropped the car. I said, here, is this enough to start? And he's like, that's more than enough. Well, look, when you exceed this amount of money, you let me know. And that's the way we work. When I got to a certain amount of money, I was like, come bring more to him. It wasn't until the end I started looking at he was doing extra stuff so that we wouldn't have to tear back into that. But, you know, I didn't go out and buy nothing. It wasn't like I went out and bought another car and then I'm showing it to him. It wasn't I'm buying laptops. It wasn't I'm buying this and buying that and not paying the man. But, you know, I'm going to let the elephant just get out. You know, I've been seeing some stuff here and, you know, amongst us, we good. We are all good. I mean, the two of us, we don't have no problem with each other. We don't have no problem with nobody. We can say that we actually have a pretty close-knit community to where if somebody goes live, if you have time, you watch it. If they publish it afterwards, hey, we watch it later. We comment, let you know that we didn't watch it. Because the project that I'm on right now, I can't jump on it because I can't see nothing because the sun is beaming down on me. So I'm sorry, y'all. But I've been hearing the back and forth and things going on saying that there's a problem in the community. And this, I was like, well, what, like you said earlier, I don't know what community you living in, but the street that we own, our street is quiet until each one of us opens up our garage. Where I live, I open my garage. I tell two people, hey, I'm opening up shop. And one other one will come out, open his garage across from me, and we will talk. We get our shit done, and then we talk again. If he needs a tool, I need a tool, then we go back and forth. But shop is open until one of us says we're going inside. And we all good. But it's, you know, my wife got on me about throwing a pity party one day, and she wanted to hit me. And I said to myself, I was like, you know what? You're right. And that's and I love my wife because of that, because she don't sugarcoat nothing. But when it comes down to the stuff that's been going on, that every single day, repetitive, you know, it becomes a problem. And we have this person's back big time. I mean, the fact that this person is so nice and so helpful to put himself out there to do something it's only right and fair for us to let him know that we are in his corner with gloves on. You know, because without us having this individual's back, we, he it is defenseless, truly defenseless. So exactly, Chris, exactly. Yeah, Carolina. You only deal with one person in your neighborhood. Yeah, I'm in Cali. Yeah, right in Orange County, y'all. But you know, and we can't, as men, if somebody takes advantage of us for putting ourselves out there to do the right thing and help somebody, we can't. It's kind of frustrating to tell our better half. When I mentioned to my wife about what happened to me, she was like, "Well, let's go over there and let's go handle it. I know you ain't gonna let that ride." And they become, your lawyer. They become your attorney, and sometimes they become your policeman, policewoman, what have you. But it's just tough because it wasn't a lot of money, but it's the fact that it was money that I was looking at having. So, when that happens, it just becomes bad. What's going on, Tulu?
Man, what's up, man? What up, chat?
Yeah. We sitting here going over issues
Mm.
that we're running into. People don't want to pay. People want to play. People want to act like they doing big things, but they're really not. And the big things that they doing are big to them, but they want to screw us over.
No. Just like you said, I'm just getting back in. I've been listening in this whole time, though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
getting
It's
back
okay.
in, though. But just like what you said and what JG said earlier, I can go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Y'all seen what took place the other night. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm getting over the bull crap and all the negative and people they want to, like I said to TJ and JG live, everybody is a bad guy in somebody else's story. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is a bad guy in somebody else's story. But to try to play victim about things when, you know what I'm saying, you put shit on yourself, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta say no names, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing either. But motherfuckers been dragging shit for about a week.
Excessively.
I ain't said nothing. I said what I said in that live. I said what I said, but just because you don't, I guess that's the only content you probably got. But I said what I said, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I got my people back. If I see something flawed going on, I'm gonna say something about it. I mean, just cause this and that, and let me cool out for a while and get my thoughts together. But nah, you definitely right about that. And then about paying somebody, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like you want to flex and do all this and talk about this online when you owing people and trying to do people dirty for real.
Yeah,
That's why
because
one reason you don't want to put somebody's name out because you don't want everybody hitting them up, asking them questions or knowing that who you trying to get over on.
exactly. There's been times that I've had some money in my pocket that I felt that it was burning a hole, but then I'd sit here and I go back and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I, Tuition for the kids is coming up. This is coming up. This is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you lose focus and lose track.
All right, I'm back.
And then the next thing you know, you may take some money. Like
What up,
I'm gonna
baby?
tell y'all this. My wife was in here for a minute, so I'm gonna say this because she know there was a time that she thought that the cars that I was buying was taken away from us going out on a date. And when she told me that, I fell out laughing. I said, "You really would think that I would take that money for us to go do something or go out on a date?" and go buy a car. Like I'm not like irresponsible. Now I'm irresponsible, but I'm not that irresponsible.
Right.
You know, like the whole lot has what it has in there from me being irresponsible in a sense of saying this is what I need when it was just what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But when you owe somebody and you take the money that could be going to pay them, if it was $50, you send them $50 and you don't do that, it's like, well, but you go spend X amount of dollars unbeknownst to us to go do something else with that money. Now you, in my book, you a piece of shit
Facts.
because this is the part that gets me is the fact that if I go to, like JG said, if I go to Walmart or a big box store and I take a microwave out of there, they're gonna write it off if I get away with it and get home. They're gonna write it off. They're gonna get paid for it. But when it comes down to little old me, if you take a week's worth of work out of my family's pocket because this is how I live, and you know me, oh, you took it a little bit too.
And you call yourself this person's friend.
Yes,
Like
yes,
that's a well, that let you know you're a sleazeball.
yeah. No, well. There's that word I always say, but I don't want to have nothing negative happen to me. But you know, it's there's a side that comes out about me about business that I don't appreciate because it's been happening. People have taken advantage of me because they thought that I didn't know. But those people I don't talk to no more because I help you once. If you don't do
Right.
what you're supposed to do, I'm done. But it's gonna be when you really, really need me that I'm gonna be unavailable.
Right.
And I like to add something to that. Most of the time, if I ask you a question, 98% of the time I already know the answer. I just want to see what you're going to tell me.
Mm.
And
Right.
if you tell me whatever you want to tell me, whether it's the truth or a lie, I just let you live with it. Like if I already know the truth and I ask you something and you point blank tell me some story that you just pulled out of damn fairy tale land, I just let you live with it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I go on about my business and then I wash you off. You're done. I don't do no business with you no more, physically, mentally, emotionally, or nothing because you
You
just
lied to me.
you just blade out lied.
Mm-hmm.
And back to where I was at earlier on jobs and stuff. I also take a 25% non-refundable deposit. So
Mm-hmm.
the way that works is whatever the job is, I take a 25% non-refundable of deposit up front. And the way that works is, let's say, matter of fact, I'll use the UPS guy. He comes by here about twice a week. And he stopped today and he's like, hey man, they got my routes changed up for you. My routes for you is Tuesdays and Thursdays. I said, okay, cool. That's what's up. He said, hey, look, I just want to let you know, uh, I'm not full of crap. And I'm like, well, I know. I mean, you've been coming to my shop for the last 2, 3 years. I know you good. And he goes, no, no, no. What I'm telling you, I keep telling you that I'm going to bring you my truck. I'm going to bring you my truck. I'm going to bring you my truck. And I said, well, yeah. He said, well, look, man, I'm supposed to close my house at the end of the month, meaning he's selling one of his properties that he don't need no more. So uh, he says, I said, well, that's cool, man. He said, well, look, when I sell the property, he says, I would like to bring you my truck. And it's an old school. It's an old C10. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. I said, you just let me know when you get ready to do it and we'll do some paperwork. And he said, okay, 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 okay. He said, well, let me clock out right quick because they watch me on my stuff. So let me clock out. So he clocked out on his phone and he said, so how does that work? And I said, this is how it works. It's a minimum of 40 hours a month to keep an active project. I require 25% upfront, non-refundable deposit. And what that means is whatever week I have available, that's your week. And he said, okay. I said, whatever it is, let's just say I quote your job at 600 hours plus or minus. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I said, well, that's 600 hours in a perfect world and nothing is perfect. I said, this stuff is like, you can't, it's 600 hours plus or minus. There's 2,000 work hours in a year. So if I worked on your truck every single day for a month, in a perfect world, that's 160 hours. So if I could do everything I needed to do in 160 hours for 600 hours, I would work on your truck for about 4.5 months straight. And nobody can pay that. That's
Yeah.
just astronomical. That's why I broke it down into 40. And he's like, okay, cool. I said, so if I quote you 600 hours, then the deposit for that is 25%, which is non-refundable, and I'll put you on the list. He said, okay, so put me on the list for the first week of November. I said, I'll put you on the list for November, but I'll write you down, but you're not officially on the list until I get the deposit and you sign the contract. He said, not a problem. So how that works is, let's say he signs a contract next week. He gives me 25% of the deposit. And so I schedule him in my schedule that he's going to bring his truck on good faith that he give me 25% deposit. And then let's say November rolls around, his truck's not here, because your stuff don't come here until it's ready to go. So then the way that works, let's say he signs a contract, everything's done. I put his money into account. That's his account. That's where I pull that money out of. I don't touch that money. That's his money. Plus, that guarantees me 25% budget on that vehicle for me to start. And he's like, okay, great. I said, now we got August, September, October, November. Let's say you call me around Halloween and you tell me, say, hey, man, something come up. I'm not going to be able to do my truck. Man, take me off the list. And then I'm like, okay, cool. And then he goes, I said, not a problem. I'll take him off the list. And then I said, you asked me for your deposit back. You don't get your deposit back. And he goes, what? I said, you don't get your deposit back because it says non-refundable. You violated the contract by backing out of the contract. Now, I'm not a complete asshole, but if he tells me that something drastically happened, family issues or whatever, I'll more than likely I'll give him his deposit back. But if he just cold turkey just says, "Nah, man, I changed my mind," it don't work like that. It's just like if you rent. It's just like if you rent a house at the beach for a beach vacation, and you don't go to the week of the 4th. Guess what? You don't get your deposit back.
Right.
It's the same concept. So, and he said, okay. And then I said, but I also will give you a free buy month. And he goes, oh, you mean like in sports? I was like, yeah, I don't watch sports, but yeah, the same concept. I said, let's say I start working on your vehicle in November. Then December comes around and I say, hey, Dustin, let's call him Dustin. Hey, Dustin, your truck, I'm going to work on your truck next, your week's coming up. And he calls me the week before and says, hey, look, man, my hot water heater, but I don't care what it is. If he says, hey, look, man, I want to take that one buy month. So he gets one free pass. Well, guess what? He paid a deposit, which is non-refundable. I'm still getting paid whether I'm working on his truck. And I try to explain that to people, and people say, well, man, you stealing money. I said, I'm not stealing money, man. It's business. Yeah. Because that week I was promised to work on his vehicle, and then you backed out. So now I have to shuffle stuff around to make up ends meet because you backed out. So it's a little complex, but I copied that model from another place. I went to a class in Utah. I went to a paint class in Utah, and that place in Utah run their business that way. And the guys were super nice. They were super great. And they explained it to me. And I asked him, I said, do you mind if I copy that business model? And he's like, nah, copy it all you want. We've been doing it for 30 years and it works great. So, but like Carr said, I caught the tail end of it, and Tulu said it too, if you owe somebody, pay them. Pay them, because you're hindering their business. You're hindering their livelihood by not paying the bill. And then I've seen it on Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat. You get on there and you buying other stuff when you got a bill you should have been paying. I just don't understand. And then when you call people out on their bull crap, they get all defensive, like you attacking them. You're not attacking them. You're just calling them out on their thing, man, because there's, like Carr said before I had to step out, I don't know what community everybody else is watching, but like Tulu says, if I tell you I got you, I got you. I got you. And if
Yeah.
somebody's coming after you sideways or trying to do bad or trying to take advantage of somebody or whatever, oh yeah, I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. I'm gonna call
Yep.
you
Yeah.
out on it. And if you get upset about it, that's on you, baby. That ain't on me. That's on
Mhm.
you because if I rattle, if I rattled your cage and what little conscience you do have is attacking you, that ain't on nobody. That's on you. That's on you.
That's on
That's
you.
on you. Just if you say you're gonna pay your bill, pay your bill. If you're gonna hire somebody to do something, I don't care if it's digging the septic tank, mowing your grass, cleaning out your gutters. I don't care what it is, pool cleaning, whatever. Pay the bill.
Hey,
Pay the bill. If you
Exactly.
can't pay the bill, don't hire them to do the job.
Don't
You
even
know.
talk about it.
Yeah. And people's like, I got this a couple times. I hadn't got it none time lately. I had somebody say, well, if I had JG money, I'd be all right. It ain't got nothing to do with JG money.
that is.
If you got a damn caviar budget, if you got a caviar taste on a damn potted meat budget, then you need to stay with the potted meat.
People say, hey, what's your budget? I don't have a budget. It's just as I go. If I look at and I want a certain type of suspension, if I want that QA1, then I'll
You
save
follow
as
the
my
budget.
grandma used to say, if you don't have the money to get it, save your money. If you got the money, spend it on what you want. Get what you want. So either way, you're gonna get what you want. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow. Like Tulu said, don't hate on it, just wait on it.
That's right.
Right.
You
Oh
know?
Don't
man,
be out here on live stealing your cars back.
Oh
That's
no,
yeah.
that's
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 just
that's
Hey,
electric
yeah,
realty.
yeah.
That's embarrassing.
I had an old man tell me one time, if you can't buy it twice with cash, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
just like JG said, just said on his live earlier, man. I already said it before. I ain't one of them friends. I ain't never been with that soft mess. My pops raised me up rough. You know what I'm saying? Then, I got big older brothers, you know what I'm saying? So they put it on me tough. Hot damn. And then I would go into the military and there wasn't no room for no softies there. So, you know what I'm
Oh
saying? Like all the learning that I've got over the time have been clearly off hard love, as some will say. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't none of that. I ain't gonna give it to you soft like them
yeah.
frosties down at Wendy's, like JG said. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna nah, I ain't coming like that. Especially when if I see you trying to mess over good people, man.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate bullies. You know what I'm saying? I hate people who try to get over and manipulate people. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
whew,
Tulu, I wish you could have seen me yesterday at that Walmart that I was at looking for them Stranger Things stuff for my wife. I was back in electronics looking. Went through the electronics, and there was a lady back there in electronics, and she had three kids in the buggy. They were young kids, tender age kids, probably 3, 4, 5, 6. Tender age kids, and she was sitting there and she was looking for a phone case and all this other stuff for her Apple Watch and all this other stuff. And one of the kids in the buggy, little girl, dirty hair all knotted up, ain't seen no brush, ain't no just boy, I tell you, it was all I could do. And I was sitting there looking for something. I was looking for a screen protector for my phone. And I had my phone in my pocket, and she cracked off. That little girl said something, and she turned around and looked at her. It was a white woman. She turned around and looked at her, and clothes too tight, breeches too tight. She had the muffin top going on. Looked like that button. If it come off, it would probably killed somebody on the other side of the store. I mean,
Oh yeah.
just terrible. But I don't care
right,
what that didn't have nothing to do with it. What she said to that little girl, that's what happened to me. She looked at that little girl and she said, "I done told you one time, damn it, we ain't in here to store. We are not in the store here. We're not in the store for you. We're in the store for me to find me a cover for my watch that I just got. So I ain't listening to it. Set your little ass down for I smack you down." So I'm sitting there about arm's length from her, and that little girl, she just sat down. She was crying, and she said, "I want to hear it." Now I understand people discipline their youngins, and I'm all for that. But the way she talked to that little girl, that shit don't fly with me. I looked at her and I said, ma'am, I don't mean no disrespect or for nothing. I said, but sounds like to me you having a bad day. She's like, no, I'm not having a bad day. I'm just trying to find this cover for this watch. And I said, yeah, yeah. I said, they're pretty expensive. I said, if you break them things, they pretty expensive. She said, yeah, I just got this thing. It was like $1,000. And if I break this thing, blah, blah, blah. She's just whatever. And I said, you know what else is expensive? She said, what's that? I said, burying a child.
Mm,
Mm.
And she said,
mm,
excuse me? I said, burying a child. And she's like, burying a child. I said, yeah. I said, that little baby you got there in that buggy right there, the way you talked to her, she once wanted that little toy over there on that counter over there, and you told her to set her ass down. You wasn't in the store for her. You was in the store for you to get a damn cover for $1,000 watch that you probably don't even need.
right.
And you just hurt that little girl's feeling. Now she's 4 or 5 years old. Now she probably ain't gonna remember that because she's still tender age. I said, but you know what? I said, burying her is gonna cost a whole lot more than that watch. And she just looked at me. I said, you probably don't understand what I'm telling you. I said, January 28th, 2019, my little boy was perfect. He got a
Mm,
stomach bug and he died. I said, I have a very, 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 very low attention span to people that are bad to kids. I
mm,
said, doesn't matter what it is, you shouldn't talk to her like that. Now, you raise your kids ever how you want to. I said, but I'm going to go and get what I got to get and I'm going to leave. I said, but before I get out of this store, if you talk to that little girl like that again, they're going to call the law out here because I'm going to make you cry.
Mm.
mm.
And she says, well, I appreciate that. And I'm sorry for your loss, but these are my kids. And I said, you know what you ought to be buying? I said, you know what? I might have stepped across the line by saying something to you. But that's the
Mm,
problem with people. People don't get corrected for bad behavior, and that's bad
right.
behavior. I said, what you need to be worried about is going over there to the fucking clothes section and getting some clothes that fit and get out of them 14-year-old little girl clothes. That's what you need to do. Now,
Oh, yeah.
you don't want it brought down the pain. I was going to be nice to you, but since you
Okay.
won't come sideways, I said, you need to
Okay.
take your fat ass over there and get some clothes that fit and wash them babies' faces and quit worrying about that goddamn watch. I know I probably
Well,
pay for that
long as
watch for
she,
my tax money. You know what? Let me get out of this store before they lock me up. And I walked
yeah.
off. And she just sat there and looked at me. And then this woman was over there putting up damn things on anything. She said, Hunter, you all right? I said, oh, yeah, I'm right as the rain, baby. I'm right as the rain. Yeah.
But
Tulu knows it.
yeah,
I have a look. You can say whatever you want to me, whatever. You mistreat little babies, you're going to get a side of me you don't like.
Oh yeah.
mm,
Oh yeah. Don't mess with the kids.
You,
Be
no,
you,
like
for
you
Rick
ain't
real.
Jack.
going to like it.
I love the kids. I
Yeah.
love
No,
the
you.
kids. But
You,
But
you
hey,
know,
you
this
don't know, you might have helped that lady out because probably later on, even though she took that from you, you know what I'm saying? She got that. She probably just took it emotional right then, but that shit probably sunk on her later. So you know what I'm
and I
saying?
hope
Maybe
it
when you
did.
see her later, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like my effect on some people. Even though you know what I'm saying, I may be like a matter of fact about something or tell you how something is gonna work or not work, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna tell you it straight up, I feel like or shit, if I tell you a bad parent, I done told one of my homies before, hey, nah, you being a bad pops right now. Take care of your kids, man. Bump all that other stuff. I don't know what you got going on. And I mean, at first he was mad at me, but then, so a couple of months later, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see him more. And then he came up to me one night. He was like, man, that conversation that we had, I appreciate that, homie. He was like, that let me know that you was real for real.
Yeah,
That, hey,
yeah,
that's all I needed. That's all I
yeah,
needed.
and I felt bad as I was walking out of the store. I said maybe I shouldn't have maybe I shouldn't have said that she was fat, but
Uh,
but I ain't
she
got no
probably needed to
filter.
hear that too. She probably needed to hear that
I
too.
mean, you look,
need to do them table pusher ways
yeah, yeah,
instead
yeah,
of
and
sandwich
and
up.
and I mean, yesterday, my middle boy he's a senior, so yesterday was his first day as a senior. So my middle son, he's a senior. Well, he graduated last year, but I wouldn't let him walk, so he's going to stay. He's taking one class, an
Mm,
AP class, and uh, my wife, we took him to open house, and we walking around the school, and he goes to He goes to a private school. So we take him to the school and do an open house. And these girls are walking around, these teenage girls, and Tulu, and everybody that's on this chat. If you got little girls, uh, God help you,
Yeah.
because
Well, I'm already
I, I
knowing.
I don't know. I love my boys. I got 3 boys. I love them, and I don't know why the good Lord didn't give me one, because all the shit I did to girls for payback. But I'm telling you right now, boy. I'm telling you right now, fellas, the stuff that them little girls had on walking around in school. No,
Yeah.
no,
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
no. Yeah, and they got a dress code. And I asked my son last night. I said, "Them girls." He said, "Yeah, Daddy. A bunch of them got in trouble." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Grant." I said, "That girl that got out that was walking beside you, who was that?" And he told me, and I said, "Her damn coochie lips is about to hang out." And he looked at me, and he looked at me, and he said, "Daddy." I said, "It ain't Daddy." I
Right.
said, "Grant."
He did.
I said, "Grant, I remember being in high school. They made the girls put their hands down beside their
Mm-hmm.
waist, and if their
Yep.
shorts was past,
Yeah.
shorter than their middle
Fingertip.
finger,
Yep.
they
Yeah.
Yep.
went home." I said, "The
Yep.
girls would be picking their shoulders up like that, trying to get in there." I said, "They
Mhm.
went home." And he goes, "Yeah." And then they wearing them low cut shirts all the way up to there, showing all that skin. I told
Boy.
Grant, I said, "Yeah." I said, "Their mamas and
Mm-hmm.
daddies that let them babies come to school like that." I said,
Right.
"Yeah, they need the hell bit out of them." I
Yes,
said, "That
sir.
little girl right there, ass hanging out, she's 17, 18 years old." And he's like,
Right.
"Well, Daddy, that's what they do." I said, "No, no, 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 because there's some damn old pervert man or pervert woman over there in the schoolhouse, and
Right.
it's in every schoolhouse. I don't care if you go to the hood school or the private
Don't
school.
matter. There's always one.
There's a damn PO in there somewhere."
Yep. Yep.
And that right there, boy, I can't deal with that at all. I can't deal with
Hey.
it at all.
Oh, I was about to be mean. Damn. See, I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Y'all
See.
ain't
See.
saying
See.
all that.
Me. I'm mean. I cut you. If you do something to me or somebody that I'm cool with, I got you.
Oh
Cause
yeah,
I'm.
nah. When it comes to that, that's just like what JG said, and I felt like that for years, man. It's like, man, if I feel like you they're talking about you like midgets, well, I'm sorry, small people and stuff like
Like
that.
midgets.
Y-
I wouldn't trust you around a 4 or 5 year old, like for real. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like
hey,
young
hey,
girls and
Tula,
you.
hey, Tula, you remember
That's
that?
real, bro. That's
Hey,
real.
Tula, you remember that screenshot I sent you? That guy that I
Yeah,
know had that
yeah,
shirt on.
yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
man, yeah.
yeah. I
I
had a.
Y'all
don't. I don't.
weird.
I don't know. I don't know who that is that likes midgets, but it ain't me.
I had. There's a one day at the school. There was a student there, and um, he said that he said he liked little people, and I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I like little people," and I said, "What are you talking about, little people?" And he got to talking that he liked little people, and I said, "Okay." And he said, "Yeah, man." And he was just, I'm not going to go too in depth in it, but he was talking about this and whatever. And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "And why is that?" Now, this dude's like, he's like normal height, normal person. And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And he was telling me all this stuff. He's like, "Man, you can pick them up, do this, do that, whatever." And I said, "Uh huh." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Man," I said, "that's all cool and everything." But I said, I have a funny feeling about grown folks, grown, that have a thing for little people. And he said, "Well, they're an adult, they're in their 30s." I said, "Yeah, but they are, God made them the way He made them."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Yeah." I said, "That little girl over there that's getting off that school bus, she's 9 years old and she's the same as that. So what makes me think that you wouldn't do the same thing to that person that you do to that person? Because no, man, it ain't nothing like that." I said, "Yeah, it's like that.
They'll be taking them to their own little island.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like that." So if I offended anybody in the chat, I'm sorry. But if you a full grown person like me and you got this little people fetish, yeah, I don't trust you.
Oh no, finish the story though. Tell what happened after you found him like a few years later and stuff.
I'm not saying it. You say it.
This your story. No,
You say
okay.
it. I
Well,
ain't saying it.
long story short, it turned out to be true because he got
Yes.
locked up for
Yes.
missing messing with minors.
messing with minors. Sure
Like
did.
so.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he popped up on my app. I got an app, that does that, and I was like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like,
Yeah.
are you serious
Hey,
right now?
we had one that lived across,
Right.
not too far
Right,
away.
Chris.
And the crazy thing is, when I seen it, I told a couple people. They went to the HOA. They made that motherfucker move. They bought his place from him, and they got his ass up out of here. Because from where he is all the way back, we all had little kids, and they got him up out
Mm,
of here, shipped him
mm,
out, bought his house from him, and resold it.
right.
Got
That's
him up
why.
out.
Hey,
Hey, there's
y'all
power.
better.
Hey, there's power in numbers.
Hey, not to cut you
I,
off, but I was reading the comments. Carolina Big said everybody's little to him.
yeah. Well, hey, Carolina, if they're 5 feet and above, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, we talking about the yeah,
But
Yeah.
going back to what we talking about, it's I didn't seen and heard enough, and it's and when I look down at this, I'm trying to find the right words to say that's not disrespectful, but on point. Um, I've seen enough to where people are trying to get sympathy from people. Uh,
mm-hmm.
People are trying to disassociate themselves with a certain group of people, and then trying to categorize certain people as not real people. Now, the last time that I watched Tulu, JG, 84, Carolina, they was real people to me. I may not be able to physically reach out and touch them, but I tell you what, if I had a video went live or whatever, they were there. So to me, they real.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna attack a certain person's character, don't do it the way that it's been done. Please don't do it the way it's been done, because I'll tell you what, I have been in attack mode for about a month now. And hey, the gloves are off. The gloves are off. I'm going full bore. If I don't do any more car content, I am going to spend money to invest in AI, and I'm going to write scripts to where I'm going to turn this shit into a sequel movie. I'm going to have a DVD collection of it and all of that.
Back,
Because
back, back. Just add what you said about being not real. I wonder if people are calling people not real because we are real.
And we're being too real. We're
Yeah,
being too real.
yeah.
we're
So
not
I don't
we're
know.
not
I don't even know if that makes any. I don't even know if that makes any sense. But you know, maybe you know, I've heard it. Myself being called not real. I've heard Tulu's not real. I heard, you
mm-hmm.
know, some other people not real. But my input on that
JG
is
is a machine.
the thing. The input the what I have on
Say
that
right,
is
right, Chris. Right,
my
Chris.
my input on that is if you're saying somebody's not real because they are real, like too real, like hey man, that's like whoa, I can't. That's like too much. I can't handle it. Like I don't. Like I tell my wife sometimes, hey, look, I don't have the energy to deal with you today. I just
Just
don't.
straight up, straight up, straight up. I
look,
don't got the time.
we done made buttermilk 3 times a day. I can't do it. Just lay on the edge of the bed and let me hum. just,
Yeah.
just let me lay on the edge of the bed and hum. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I mean, so if that's what I don't know. I wish somebody would explain it to me because if I say that, hey Tulu, you're not being real, well, that's kind of that's kind of like condescending to me a little bit
Right.
because Tulu is the realest Joker that I've met, one of the realest Jokers I've met in a long time. That's why
Appreciate that.
I feel we have the bond that we have because he's like for real, like
yeah.
real. like
Yeah.
in Cars in the Cut and 84 and 87, especially building on a budget. He real.
Real,
Yeah,
real,
yeah, he
real,
old school.
real.
Yeah, he's
Right.
old school real. You know
It's
what I mean? So
like shit. When he said, when he first met me and what he say in front, he was like, "Hey, I had to sit back and watch Tulu for a minute because hey, he a wild card. Hey, a real person wouldn't say that. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right. That's
A
exactly
real
right.
person wouldn't say that.
That's right.
But
So that's why I'm. It's like a moth to a flame. I'm drawn to people that are like that, and the people that are figuring out what mask they want to wear today versus tomorrow, and can't remember
hmm
what mask they wore last week, and then they get the mask mixed up, and they're like, "Oh shit, which one did that?" I don't know what
right,
mask. I don't know. And see, the thing about it is, if you tell so many stories, I won't call
right,
them
TJ.
lies. I won't call them lies. If
Stories.
you tell so many stories,
hmm
then it's hard for you to keep up what story you told,
Yeah.
because then when you tell a different story and then we say, well, wait, that ain't what you said. Oh, no, 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 no. And then you don't realize, go back and watch your own script and see what you said. And then you realize, oh shit, they called me out on my shit. I did
Yeah.
say that. No, I was just clowning. I was just clowning.
I've been telling
Right.
people that for a long time. Like, I ain't gotta lie to you because I
Yeah.
don't have time to remember what I said the other day.
I ain't
But
got time for it. I ain't got
exactly.
time for it.
But
Yeah.
one thing that I have learned in this journey of 48 years of life. If you sit back and listen to when people talk about something they don't like or something that they are not, or talk about someone, 9 times out of 10, that's who they are.
Yeah, it's called deflecting.
Because
Mm,
I I'm gonna be honest.
mm.
I didn't been on and I didn't heard and I didn't seen. And the fakeness is that individual. It ain't me.
But they trying to get people to choose sides though. Come
Yeah,
on, talk me.
and that
What
right
84
there,
say?
that's a
What
big
84 say? Talk to me.
that's a
Trying to
Talk
big
to
make
me.
people choose sides.
if you want people to be biased against a group of people that these other people they don't even know who they are yet, and you gonna
hmm
automatically say that you already trying to make people be on your side and have a biased
Right.
opinion about it. Like with
And
me,
then,
go ahead.
oh no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've learned over the years also if somebody says something negative about an individual, whether it be at work, a neighborhood, or something where you have to see them,
Mhm.
don't automatically believe what they say. See it for yourself so you can form your own opinion. Because that person may
Facts.
not like that motherfucker that's talking about that person for a reason. They may not like buttermilk, but they may like buttermilk with ice cubes, or they may like some Frank's Red Hot in
Mhm.
their buttermilk. You never
Right.
know, and they
Well,
may not like that
right.
person. So,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
Like I
people.
said, I wouldn't be calling nobody out or being an asshole to somebody that's not trying to be an asshole to somebody else. Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Y'all know I ain't no bully.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not neither. I don't. I have a very low tolerance for bullies. I mean, I don't care. Look, I love Carolina Big to death, but if Carolina Big was a bully, I'd take that son gun down in a minute.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
hey, to get to Carolina, you got to get him in the knees first.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
got
Take
to.
them
Yeah.
kneecaps out.
You got to
Get
get
him
them
down a
knees.
little bit.
Going like we
Get
used
him
to
Yep,
down a little
practice on the
bit.
football field. I'm going low.
yep.
Yeah, I'm getting a penalty. Boy, they gonna throw a flag on me. Yeah.
you got to get them
Yeah, I'm
knees.
taking the knees out and then I'm taking the goozle out. You can't walk, you can't breathe, you can't fight. So I'm
Exactly.
just I'm
Exactly.
just saying. But yeah, and that's the last resort for anything, man. So if somebody calls you out on something, look, if so, I've always said this, my door is completely open. If I've
hmm
done something or I'm doing something and somebody says, "Hey man, you effing up, you doing ever." I'm gonna take that. You can take that two ways. You can one take it and take it in a like somebody's attacking you. Like, man, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like Tulu said, he told one of his homeboys, he got upset and then he kind of regrouped. If you tell me I'm messing up, then that makes
hmm
me, yeah, I'm gonna like, what? And then that's gonna make me reset my mind thinking, and I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna say, oh shit, I better tighten up my strings. I better tighten them up.
Right.
And then you take that criticism, constructive criticism, and you make yourself grow. And another thing I said the other day, I don't know why people out here are taking constructive criticism from people that's never been constructive in their entire life.
You know,
You know, I don't
man.
understand it. Why are people taking advice from people say, hey man, if I was you, I would do this, and then I turn and look, well, hell, you ain't never done nothing in your life. So how can you tell me what I'm doing wrong and you ain't even done nothing yourself?
All right, Gator.
Oh my God.
Appreciate you. You know,
Oh,
there's I've been a musician since I was about 12 years old. And I've been playing in places. And I didn't play for some churches that was popping. I didn't play for some churches that didn't need to be a church anymore at all. And
mm,
what I have seen is people who are, I'm gonna say it, people who ain't shit at home or at their job, they want to find a way to be heard. And
mm.
in this particular person's situation, they don't have to pay nothing but a cell phone bill and some internet. And they done got on YouTube and they done developed a voice to put out what they want to say.
Yeah.
Because for the last week, they've been preaching to some people. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
the sermon is about, but the sermon show been about hating and buying stuff, going to
People
trip,
jealous.
all types of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason to be jealous of nobody, first of all, because
JG, I'm gonna try to keep it PG.
nah,
Go
Tulu,
ahead. Go ahead,
nah,
Tulu. What?
nah, go
Let
ahead, man. I'm gonna
let
shut
Tulu
up.
cook.
I'm gonna shut
Let
up.
Tulu cook.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead, Tulu.
Get it
Hey,
off your chest. Get it off your
Yee,
chest, Tulu. Cook.
man. Yeah. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Come on,
Oh
Tulu.
man, I was just about to say like all you got to do, like Cars in the Cut say, is sit back and listen. I guess all for the last week I've been the hater and the and y'all already know, like I said, man, I am not no bully. I ain't trying to pick on nobody. And like I told y'all, wherever I feel like I'm disrespected at, I don't care if it's your mama live, your great grandma live, if Jesus was on the live. If I felt like you disrespected me right there, that's where I'm gonna correct it at. So if you're on live and you're popping your shit and I say what I got to say, don't be mad at me because I ain't gonna sit there and then because another thing, I ain't gonna go live for a full week dragging something out. You're just talking about, but you ain't gonna never say nobody name. Now I'm getting close to the fact. Now you keep on poking it like for real. This ain't here nor there. But I just hate, like I said, somebody over here trying to manipulate people. All you gotta do is just you can literally take their content and just put it over the top of each other, all of their videos, because it's the same shit.
It is. It is.
Just like the shorts.
It's man. If one don't get views, he posts the same shit right over. And if
Right.
that one
Hey,
doesn't get views, he posts the same.
and
But it's
then,
always the same goddamn picture with different shit on. Like if we didn't get it the first fucking time,
but nah, like I said, man, I ain't here to belittle nobody. I ain't here to hurt nobody feelings. I ain't trying to deter nobody from going supporting nobody. You know what I'm saying?
there's no reason to. There's too many.
It,
Like
there,
there's
I
too many.
mean, it don't affect me that much. I could have went live every time they said I could have went live. I just being petty, you know what I'm saying? I could have went live and truly exposed some shit. Like I say, it can get dark now. It can truly get dark. From I'm talking about what turn off the lights, lighter. It can get dark in this month, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like for dying, and I ain't trying to do that though. I ain't trying to be that guy. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna defend me. I'm gonna defend mine. I don't care what if you don't like me, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't that one that's gonna sugarcoat for it. And I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. I'm gonna call you out on your lies. I've been letting a lot hold. I've been feeling like I've been being fake for real because I've been letting a whole lot of fake slide. And this is my little stress tensioner thing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know anything about that, if y'all know anything
Yeah.
about that, you know. So, but at the same time, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been holding a lot back. I've been supporting the wrong people. Um, and my fault, you know what I'm saying? But from now on, bro, it ain't going down. It ain't going down. Y'all already know, like I said, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all keep it real with me. We're gonna keep it like that. We're gonna keep it like that.
But along with that, me, I'm gonna say something, but if I don't say it, I'm gonna do something.
I know JG know about that. I know
And
JG know a little something about them
and the people,
stress points.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, you got one. You got one right there in that cheekbone, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
You got one right there in that cheekbone.
I
You
think it's
grab. Look,
one like
look,
right
look
in
here. I'm
here.
gonna tell. I'm gonna give y'all some free game
Hey,
right
real
quick.
real stuff,
I'm
real
gonna give
stuff,
y'all some
Caroline.
free game. On the back of your jawbone, right there, there is a lip. Right there on the back of your jawbone, right there.
Mhm.
Right behind a man's ear, there's a little spot right there where the mandible goes into the jaw. If
Mhm.
you can walk up to somebody and you can get a hold of it and you walk straight up to them and you take those two fingers and you grab right behind that ear in that mandible jawbone and you take your thumb and you put it right there. There's a hole in your face. It's a sinus cavity. And you grab right there and you can put your thumb. And as you're pushing pressure on your thumb, you pull your two fingers in that mandible, you'll put that son of a bitch on the ground. I don't care who he is. I don't care who he is. And if you push hard enough, you can pop the jawbone out of socket.
Hmm.
Hey, man,
Talk to
JG, it's a motherfucker I want to grab his jawbone right now. I promise you, I'll fly to that some bitch. Like,
He just
boy,
wants that
hey, see, I ain't
motherfucker to
one of
shut
them.
up.
I'm not. I don't do the tongue wrestling. I don't do the back and forth
yeah.
and that gay ass shit. That's what. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Corey. This your lie. I ain't mean to say that. And I meant happy. I meant the happy guy. I meant that I I don't do that, bro. I'm a physical person. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I don't even argue with my wife. She wins all the arguments. Ask her.
Yeah.
I call out
Yeah.
here right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
I tell my wife,
I
I tell
don't
her, I say, you
do it.
win. I ain't got the energy for
Yeah.
it.
Oh nah, JG. I sit there and I'm like Charlie Brown for real. All I hear is womp womp womp, and I'm just thinking about whatever I'm about to do next. And
Hey,
I ain't
Hey,
saying
Taylor, let me tell you what you can do. Now you can't do this when your babies. You can't do this when your babies are around. When my big boys are staying with their grandma, and let's say I like to wind my wife up, right? She's Capricorn, right? She ain't got no
Mhm.
filter. You think I'm bad? Mm-mm, mm-mm. When she gets mad, ain't nothing off limits. Capricorn, they ain't nothing off limits. Man,
All
she'll be
right.
talking about your dead grandma and all. I mean, ain't nothing. She been talking about your dead grandma was a hoe, and I mean she just she no filter, right? No filter.
Mhm.
So the other day I like to get her wound up. You know, like you remember all them little toys we had back in the day. You'd wind them up
Yeah.
and pull the key
Yeah.
out, and they take
Yep.
off.
Yep.
So I get her wound up. Right? And then all of a sudden I get her wound up and pow, she'll pop off, right? And she'll be like,
Mhm.
I'm about tired of your shit. And she'll be like, da, 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 da. You know what? Now, I don't do this with my big boys here. She'll be like, da, 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 and she'll be whatever. I just get butt naked right in front of her.
Hey, right.
Just, just get
Man,
butt
hey,
naked. Just,
I done dropped britches before, like while mom
just
was sitting
get
down
butt
arguing
naked.
to I
Just get
just
butt
can't
naked.
with
And
you. You just
look,
can't take shit serious. That's
yeah, yeah, look, do this right here. Be like,
right.
I asked my father-in-law before he passed. One day we was talking, and my mother-in-law was like yapping, and I said, "You don't say nothing back, do you?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Why not?" He said, "Because if the door is closed and she's doing it, the neighbors would think she's crazy and she's talking to herself." So so he
Hey,
said, I
but
just shut up, but I just let her say
right,
all she want to say, so the neighbors think she's just talking to herself, and I just sit
right,
there and I
man. Hey, but I'm telling you how crazy thing is, just like JG was saying today on his live, just to kind of go off subject just a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, like JG was saying, like you just see some stuff, and it just be random stuff, but like it mean a whole lot. That's just like how I feel like with people, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us have had conversations offline, online, and it'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm more connected to this person or more have more relatability to this person, you know what I'm saying, now than I actually realized. Like when JG was saying the other earlier about his wife's birthday is in January. My wife's birthday is in January. So I know exactly what you dealing with, my brother. You know, and my mom's birthday was in January as well. You know what I'm saying?
Double
So
whammy,
that
double
definitely,
whammy.
you know what I'm saying? So that definitely means a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So for real, I know exactly.
So Tulu's wife's a Capricorn too, so I feel
Mhm.
his pain.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I told her the other day when because I we were just talking about it before you said because me and her got so like attached to that series and I don't she already know like I don't watch series I don't like the TV shows I don't like the series because I don't like being hung out for a year until it come back on. I'm sorry, that ain't
Yeah.
me. I'll watch a movie. Let's get it over. Let's get it done with. I ain't the one for the series type shit. So when you said it the other day, it's like we were just talking about it, and I was like, um the Stranger Things don't come back out until January. She was like, oh hell no, and she went and looked it up and everything, and because yeah, man, we've been waiting on that series. We've been waiting on that finale.
My daughter
Yeah.
watches.
Oh, 84, yep, yep, 84 is too. They crazy. They are all of them crazy.
Fly says his wife's birthday's in January too.
See, see, hey, but I'm gonna tell you one thing that let me know that y'all got some good women though as well. They crazy, but that just further lets me know, you know what I'm saying, that y'all got
Yeah.
some good women, man.
Yeah,
Salute to that.
me and my wife
Salute
been
to that.
together 20. Yeah, we've been together 26 years this October.
And I bet each and every one of us we got significant others that we are just totally opposite from.
Oh yeah, we like oil and vinegar, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
See,
my wife,
see,
same thing. My
see.
wife is Libra. I'm a Gemini, and she
I'm a
know
I'm a Sagittarius.
I go off on the motherfucker. Well, my wife is in there like, well, you got to look at it this way. But if they cross her, she just it's different. You just don't try to go with them.
Hey,
I'm
for
the one
real,
holding her
SKD.
back. See, y'all would think
For
I'd be
real,
the one
SKD.
popping off. Y'all would be thinking I'm to be the one popping off. I'm the one picking her up, throwing her over the shoulder, taking her back to the truck.
Don't get my wife wound up
Look,
though.
look,
She
look.
on your ass.
Yeah, she used to have long hair, and this is before we had Nathan. So this has been, but she's still the same way. But
Hmm.
we were somewhere, and somebody said something. She said, "Bitch, I know you lying. Start putting that hair up." I'm like, "Oh hell no!" The bitch over there and grab her. She's like, "You better let me down." I pick her up, throw her on my shoulder. I said, "We ain't got time for that. Look, we ain't got time for that. We get in the car." She said, "Let me get it.
Yeah.
Let me get after that bitch." And I'm like, "No." So I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. He got to go to
Hmm.
work tomorrow. I'm gonna get you.
Hmm.
Yeah, be like Medea on her, boy. Put the Cadillac through the door.
Hey, that's right. That's right, Carolina B. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one that can vouch. She done came to me, you know what I'm saying, after a few of my lives when I done kind of like been an asshole. But I had some rights to kind of like be it, but especially if I got something on my chest, I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying?
See,
But she's been the one that come to me after my life and be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You kind of went too far with that. You shouldn't have said that, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, she already know, hey, if I had something to say, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
it. And
that's to what you might believe. I push stuff down to
mm,
my so I kind of just I'm like I just push it down. And she told me one day, she said, if you would pop off one good time, she said, you might feel a whole lot better. You need to quit, you need to quit putting that stuff down. And I said, yeah, I know. She says, she was telling me I had some issues with somebody and I just kind of just blow it off, blow it off, blow it off. And it's not that I'm not confrontational. That's not the problem. The problem is I know how I can be if I do pop off. And I'm not trying to get back to that old person. I'm trying to go forward. And then, it's like Dr. Dre said one time, you think I'm not the same no more? I mean, I'm
yeah,
still that same person. I just put that person in the bed. Now I can wake him up, but you don't want me to.
right,
And she
Carolina.
told me, one day, she told me one day, she said, how much is it going to take for you to actually pop off one good time. And I was like, she said, when are you going to get your belly full of that nonsense and put them people in their put that, not people, put that person in their place.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know. I said, it's okay. Well, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, something happened, and it kind of once I'm done, I'm done. You know,
Hmm.
if I say I'm done, then I'll dabble in it a little bit more, and then I'll dabble in a little bit more, and then I try to, it's like, man, I hope they do better, and try to push
What
them
up,
a little bit better.
SKB?
And then next thing you know, again, but once I get my belly full and I'm done, and I wash my hands of you, I'm done. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened about a month or two ago. Somebody, they just kept, like Tulu said, they kept poking, they kept poking, they kept poking, they kept poking, and I was like, you know what, you know what, you know what, and then every time I'd see them, they had people with them. Every time I seen them, they had people with them. And the thing that I've learned in my life, if you confront somebody that's got people with them, they're going to get a little bit more confident because they got
Oh
people
yeah.
around them,
They
and they
got
want
people
to
with them.
they want to
Yeah.
showboat a little bit. But if
Hmm.
you catch them by themselves,
Oh, you got a roach in the corner.
it's a little different. It's a little different. It's a little different. So I went down to the chicken hut, and I usually don't go in there. I went into the chicken hut, and I go into the bathroom. When I go to open the door, they coming out.
Mm.
And I was like, uh-huh. And they's like, oh, hey, what's up? I said, oh, it's what's up now? I said, let's handle this right now. Oh, man, I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem. Oh, really? But
Mm-mm.
I believe you do got a problem. Let's handle this. Man, we good, man. We good, baby. We good. No, no, we about to be good, though. We about to be
Yeah.
good, you know.
They can
And then
definitely
it's
get
like,
it
oh
good.
no, no, man. I was just clowning around. I was just clowning around. I said, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. And I
Mm.
just went on in there and pissed and come out. When I come out, they were gone. And then when I went over there to I went over there to order the chicken, and that lady looked at me. She said, I
Mm.
said, is that my chicken? She said, no. She said, it's the other guy's chicken. And I said, what other guy's chicken? She said, uh,
Yeah, she ain't want it
is
no
he in the
more.
bathroom? I said, hold on a second. I pulled my phone up. I went to Facebook and I said, is that him? She said, oh, yeah, that's him. That's his food. I said, oh, he done left. He left. She said,
You
Yeah.
afraid
what?
of
I said,
that.
he left.
You
She said,
scared
he
the
left
living
it.
shit out
She
of him.
said, he left his chicken. And I said, well, I guess you got free food to go home. She said, where'd he go? I said, I don't know. I guess he's just clowning around.
Just hanging around.
He
Yeah.
just hanging around.
Left his damn 3-piece.
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't that hungry. So
Man, that's all.
it's
Oh,
not that I'm not confrontational. I just don't trust myself,
mm-mm.
Yeah.
because there is uh, the guy, a buddy of mine that I spent a lot of time with growing up, and he's the preacher. He he's the one we've been friends forever, and he done a funeral for Owen and all this other stuff, and this guy Cody that comes and works for me, he does like grading stuff work for me, and he's the one that had that 550, that platinum that I
Mm.
did, but he sold it for like 150. He sold it for like 150 bands.
Sheesh.
Yeah, just stupid. But he's younger. He's probably in his late 20s, early 30s, and he was talking to my friend Michael, and he said, "Man, that JG is crazy." And he said, "Man, you think he's bad now? You should have seen him in school." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, you should have seen him in school." He's like, "Man, I believe that son gonna hurt you." And he's like, "Man, the thing about it is, man." He said it's actually sad, and he said, what's that? He said he's pushing so much down of losing his boy, losing his brother, all this stuff. He's pushed all this stuff down. He says if he ever did pop off, if somebody ever did pop him off, where he got to that point where he see, when I get mad, I don't see black. Everything stops. Everything goes in slow motion. It's just like it just
So,
stops. It just
mm,
stops. And my friend
what you got
Michael
going on?
told Cody, he says, I feel sorry for whoever or whomever is on the other end, because they're probably not going to deserve everything he's going to give them.
I'm on
And
the
and
phone,
and
sorry.
that scares
Don't
me.
bounce the balls.
That scares me because I don't want to
You want to
hurt
tell everybody what's
nobody.
up?
I don't want to hurt nobody that bad, because I will feel bad after the fact. So I remove my
Hello.
I remove myself from situations because it's not that I'm scared of you. I'm scared of what I'll do to you.
Right. I'm talking about it'll be like that scene in King Kong with all the helicopters and everything. Oh hell
Mhm.
yeah. The whole
Yeah.
city, I'm
So
tearing all this shit down.
Oh
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be like the guy that took the bulldozer out west, and just tore up like $10 million worth of stuff. And then everybody's gonna be like, Cars in the Cut's gonna say, "Well, I guess somebody popped him off too far."
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no,
Yeah,
at least the real ones will know it'll be like,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
my guy had enough. Hey,
Yep.
shit,
yeah.
hey,
Cars, cars
look.
be like cars, and Tulu be on the phone. So let's find what Bell's bondsman's in his zip code.
I don't know if they're gonna let his ass out, but
Yep.
we're gonna
Let me
try.
see how much money I can put on his commissary.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Let me see how much money I can put on his books right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you
So
have people like me that'll make the Crackhead Chronicles.
Yeah.
hey, that's like Joe's Apartment in 1996, MTV's thing,
Man,
dude. I love it because
I've
A
been
lot of
loving it,
people
bro.
don't know this, but well, they do now, I guess, because I keep commenting on it. But in 1996, MTV released their first
Mhm.
movie, and it was Joe's Apartment. They decided to do Joe's Apartment, and I have that movie on DVD. And when you started doing the Crackhead Chronicles, I go in there and blow the dust off of it and go in there and put it in my P4. And my wife says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm going to watch this movie." She's like, "Watch what movie?" And I said, "Joe's Apartment." She's like, "You're not watching that stupid shit." And I'm like, "What?" She said, "You're not watching that in here."
All
And
right.
I'm like, "Well, I'm going to go watch it on my phone." So I pulled it up and it's on YouTube and I watched it for free. Joe's Apartment.
Yep. 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 The roach is named Larry. I gave him a
Yeah,
name.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I've been dying.
yeah.
I've been dying.
It's
Oh
like
my
them.
God.
It's like them people. Go ahead.
I've showed, no, I was about to just say I've showed so many people. Like some of your
You know the funny thing about it though? I'll wake up at 2 in the morning with a thought and I'll type it in a script so that I can think about it and remember it. And then I'll put it all together and I'll come up with like 4 or 5 different scenes and I'll be like, okay, now I'll do that one. And I will do that all day long. All day long.
oh God.
So does it only give you like? Is it only like so many second segments? Is that how that does that?
I can only do 8 to 9 seconds.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
So I did I
Oh
did
God.
you cram a lot of information in 9 seconds if everybody would pay attention.
A lot.
hey, hey, you know
A
what?
lot.
Because
Hey,
what I
A
have to
lot.
do, I have to be very detailed, whether it be
yeah,
cabling or something. So I'm like, I want people to focus on everything around
yeah,
them and have to
yeah,
go watch it again to get a laugh out. Oh, did you see that? Like
Yeah.
USA said that. Did you see the cigarette butt that came off of his foot?
Yeah. Right.
or you
Hey,
seen the sign that said Broken Ford Cafe?
Yeah. Yeah. Motherfucker.
That was
Yeah.
I was thinking, I said, is that towards Tulu or not? And that's the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
thing
You
I
taking
thought of. I was
shot.
like,
I
I
had to
said,
put
"Did-"
something in there.
Cause he know I'm gonna be watching. That's what.
yeah. I said,
Yep,
is that a
yep.
shot? I told, and then when you done them oxtails and tater tots.
Oh, he said Carolina Big said,
One
one
spark
spark
plug
plug
away.
away.
I said one day at a time, and I one spark plug away.
Yeah, yeah. When you done oxtails and tater tots, I said nobody is safe from the Crackhead Chronicles.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Nobody is saying.
And then I had to have TJ welding the sunroof in the airplane while it's flying,
All
and
right.
somebody had him a piece of chicken.
All right. Bit that
Yeah, that's
motherfucker. I
why.
was
That's
like,
why.
yo,
Yeah, that's why I said nobody's safe. Nobody's
Yeah.
safe.
right.
But you
It,
see, I
it's
got one about Lee though.
what?
I got one about Lee though. Why is
The
my name
subscribe.
on everyone ham sandwich?
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Yeah.
Heck
For the people that I don't need to do nothing mean to, I'll do one for them, but it's just gonna be just funny. It's gonna be something
Yeah.
that's based off of what I have seen. But this particular person, I'm going off of things that have been said and that they're relevant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like when I kept
it's,
hearing the camshaft. So I was like, well, I'll have Larry the Roach Builder asking him after he got done smoking some, hey, you get that cam? And he got a cigarette in his the roach gun.
yeah. It's no different than I don't know if people realize this, but you know when they do, I don't know if people realize this, but you know when celebrities get up there and get roasted,
Yeah.
like when they roasted Tom Brady and stuff like that, they had to pay
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady to get up there to get roasted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, them people get paid to get roasted. It's not
Oh
done for
yeah.
free.
Yeah.
So
No.
so when like Justin Bieber and Tom Brady and all them people get up there and then they got their peers up there roasting them, the person that's getting roasted gets paid.
Yeah.
So, you know, they get paid a couple $100,000 to get up there to get roasted.
Yeah.
So that's the way I see this is Cars doing this skit and you're getting roasted. So it's
Yeah.
all in fun. It's like Saturday Night Live, man. Nobody's off limits. Nobody's off
Man,
limits.
But the
and
person in
that,
the
but
crowd is getting mad.
that's yeah. But that's just like I mean how I built my Friday night lives. Ain't nobody safe. I
No.
get roasted. Everybody in the comment section get roasted back and forth. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we enjoy ourselves and have fun. Like I said, as older adults, a lot of us we don't go out, we don't go party no more. As
No.
long as 9 times out of 10, if we are drinking, we are at home. Everybody is
That's,
safe. Ain't nobody driving. You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? So we just here having a great time. If you're gonna take stuff personal and you just a soft a frosty, we gonna start calling them that. The code name frosties. If you
Snowflake.
just yeah, stay over there because it's hot over here. You might melt. You know what I'm saying? Like just and I've been said that on my Friday night lives. Said that a long time ago. Hey, yeah, don't come up here. You know what I'm saying? Me and him done had some, conversations online. You know, we had some disagreements and stuff like that, but he ain't never go live for a week straight and was like, "Oh man, Tulu, this, that, and the third, nah, blase, blase." Me and a few other people, they might, "Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that was out of pocket what you said." Okay, then correct me. All right, we can go from there. We can grow from there. But
Yeah.
not if you're going, yeah, not if you're gonna keep being a woman about it.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the ladies in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was cars in the cut. He asked me. He said, he said, "You ever watch that show Flavor Flav?" And I texted him back and I said, "Yes." He's like, "Uh
What's
huh."
up,
And I
Lola?
don't know exactly what the next message
No, I
was,
ain't lying. I'm all sorry,
but I
man.
have to go back and look. But Cars asked me, did I know Flavor Flav or did I watch that show Flavor Flav? And I said, yeah. And then he said something about it. And I'm going to be honest with you, Cars. I was anticipating the next Chronicles be me and Flavor Flav.
oh no.
I honestly thought I kept going. Cars ain't posted nothing yet. And I was waiting for Flavor Flav to pop up.
No, I was
I
I was
promise
I
you.
was mentioning
Your
about
glasses is in the live.
you putting the
I, I
yeah.
can't even be great.
I was
Y'all say hey to
mentioning
Miss Tulu.
about
But I just can't be great tonight.
the
Everybody
songs
just
you
don't
put
come
out,
bother me.
and
Who
I was
else is
mentioning
bothering you?
you
Son just
do a
came out
whole
here
bunch
bothering
of
me.
them.
He
If you
just
do a whole
freaking
bunch of
lost
those
his great
songs,
face.
those songs will most likely get picked up for something, which mine did. So
Right,
mine
right,
got put on 2 episodes
Make no mess.
right,
of
right.
Flavor of Love. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess I'm
I
not
would.
safe. I'm not safe. I'm not
Oh
safe.
no, mine. I have to go deep for you. For
Hey,
you and
nah,
Tulu,
nah, hey, nah.
I gotta
I
dig
already,
deep.
hey, hey, just like you did mine with the oh, don't
Brother
hate on it,
Phil.
just wait on it.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
say, hey, you can say, don't worry about the man up the road and down the road.
Oh, you know what? I got a good one. For
Hey,
JG.
hey, I'm gonna make it official. Cars,
Hey,
I'm
I
good.
see you.
I'm good
Yeah.
with it, baby. I'm
Hey,
good.
Miss
Oh,
Lulu.
I'm good.
oh, 84. Yeah, yeah. So. Hey, look, even the old lady about to know your slogan now, though, JG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, I be playing y'all when, you know what I'm saying, out loud. She know who you know what I'm saying. Hey, that's the bestie right there. So, you know what I'm saying? She
Gotcha.
know how I feel, you know. Yeah. She know your slogan, though. You want to say it? Yeah. Yeah, she know your slogan, though.
Yeah. Don't worry about
For
the man up the
real.
road. Don't worry about the man down the road. Sweep off your own front porch right, sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first. Let loose and drag. Peace of chicken grease. I'm out.
I got
Yes,
my
sir.
idea. I got my idea for JG, but it's
Mhm.
not gonna
Say
be
Buster
JG in
Rhymes.
it though.
It kept sliding down. I don't know what's going on with it.
Buster Rhymes.
Hey, like I said on Saturday, the gloves is off. I'm a keep going. The only thing that I'm gonna do that's different is I'm gonna make a long form video of them all together with different parts, so y'all can see the full
It's
effect.
like a it's like a TV show.
Yeah, like the one I did when he was sitting there in the trash can and it said YouTube content and the
YouTube.
trash can came.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
But in all honesty, though, the
mm.
preaching to us about doing this and doing that and saying that got to deal with your haters. Today is just Tuesday, and it's been
Yeah.
Mm.
going on since Friday, I think.
You
Nah,
see what
before
84 you
then.
see what 84 said. You see the comment 84 said. Pin that up there.
Don't
What he
worry about
said.
the man down.
Yep, that's
It
where it's
wouldn't let
going.
it wouldn't let me pin it to the top.
That's where it's going. That's
Hey,
exactly where it's going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with it, cars. Look, I'm thick skinned. It's all for fun. I give you
yeah.
permission.
Nah, I wouldn't do anything disrespectful to you, but it definitely
let
is
it
gonna be
cook.
funny. It definitely would be funny though.
Yeah, I'm like TJ. Look, I laughed. Hey, look, the guy there was a salesman that came by from Fastenal. He come by here because I did some inquiring on it, and they stopped by about keeping my bolt being filled. I just wanted to see what they'd say, money wise. And I had you on the big screen, and it come in here, and it was playing, and I had it on the TV in there. I said, "Hey man, you want to see something?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I went through there, and I think it was the one. I think it was the one where walked by and the roach was on the hood of the truck. The cockroach was on the hood of the truck. He looked at me and he said, "What the hell was that?" And I said, "Hold on a second, let me get you another one." And then I got the one where it's just a cockroach. He said, "Yeah, I was living in the walls. I was living in the walls."
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was doing an
yeah,
interview.
Yeah.
done that one. And done that one. Then I played another one. And he's like, and he looked at me and he said, "You know what that reminds me of?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "Man, there used to be a TV show or something like that." I said, "A TV show?" And he's like, "Yeah, I remember." I said, "You talking about Joe's Apartment?" He said, "Yeah, man, I remember that." He said, "Are they bringing that back?" And I looked at him and I said, "Nah, this is a buddy of mine out in Cali. He's doing this little
Yeah.
called this thing called Crackhead Chronicles." And I showed it to him and played it. And then you had some new ones. You had the dumpster and all this other stuff. And he's like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Dude,
yeah.
he said, "Dude, that's hilarious." And I was like, "Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious." So it's
Heck
all for
yeah.
good fun, man. It's all for
Oh
good
yeah.
Oh
fun.
yeah, yeah. Dang, yeah, I had moved it back because you know what I'm saying, I was gonna pull up here. But yeah.
No, it's all good. I mean, I like I was saying, when you said it earlier, JG, there's a lot of people in Chris's corner. That's
Oh,
that's
I
that's
must have missed that because I stepped out. What about Chris?
when you had said it
No.
in your premiere, your live.
Oh
That it
yeah,
was
yeah,
just a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people.
Yeah, it's a lot
yeah.
of people, and we don't want nothing but the best for Chris and the outcome.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, he's asking me questions about fixing stuff and doing this and doing that. Just little tech stuff. And I told him, months ago, he'd reached out to me. Um, I told him, I said, "Hey man, if I can help you out with anything, uh,
Mhm.
you know, you got my number, text me, and if I can help you, I help you. I just wish for the best. And when and when I say this, I think Willie Rebuild last night. I think when he was reading my comments, I don't think he kind of understood where I was coming from because there's really no dialect or no emotion in text. And and I think Mr. Random said, "Oh yeah, um, Willie Rebuild helps out everybody, and with education and helping and stuff." And I was agreeing with him, but there comes to a point where you have to stop helping
Uh-huh.
because if it hinders you making money, you have to stop it. Now, if somebody calls me, like, let's just use Chris for example. So if Chris calls me and says, "Hey man, I'm trying to do this. I'm blocking out this panel. I can't get this right, man. This dent ain't working right. What do you think I could do?" And I could say, "Well, I'd help him the best I could, via the telephone or FaceTime or whatever." I'm fine with
Mm.
that. And then if it goes on for a couple, another week goes by as whatever. But there is people that I know that will call me, not Chris, but there's people that
Hey,
I
for
know will
real,
call
Chris.
me all the
For real.
time and ask me stuff, and they mostly ask me the same thing over and over and over again. Like,
Mm.
and then after it's redundant and it's repeated, that's what I was talking about when I was telling Willie Rebuild is if we talk over the same thing over and over and over and over again, after about the dozenth time, I'm going to talk to you as long as you want me to talk to you, but it's $95 an hour and I need a credit card number. And I will sit in a chair and I will talk to you all day long
Yeah.
because I don't mind
For
taking
real.
15, 20 minutes to help somebody. But if you're calling me every day, asking me the same thing or something similar to that every single day, I can't stop what I'm doing to help you what you're doing for free. If you
Yeah.
want me to fix it, just bring it to me and I'll fix it. But I'm not going to coach you every day over the phone to fix your product or fix whatever you're doing. And a lot of people say, "Well, man, you ought not be like that." Well, man, I'm in a
Mm.
business. I'm running a
Right.
business. You know, I don't mind helping somebody, right? I don't mind helping, 15, 20 minutes here or whatever. I don't mind doing that. But you can't abuse that privilege or that, I don't want to call it privilege. You
Mm.
can't abuse that resource over and
Right.
over and over and over again. You know,
Right.
but
And
there is
that's what.
some
That's
people
why I
there.
don't.
Well,
That's
well,
that's that's
before
why I
before
don't.
you before you come at that right there, I was fixing to say
Nah.
there's a few
Yeah.
people that I will stop and help. Like when
Yeah.
Tulu and what's Tulu
Nah.
say?
Say it. Say it.
Let me get that man his flyers.
Yeah.
Let me get that man his flowers, right? Tulu sent me a message and he's like, "Bro, I am sick to my stomach." And I'm like, I stopped what I was doing. I said, "What's the matter, man? What's wrong?" And then we started chopping it back. And that fitting that he broke, that got broken in his block,
Mm-hmm.
he was sick. And I understand why. He's like, "Man, are you serious right now, man?" He said, and I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I sent it. I stopped. I looked up the link for Harbor Freight. I sent him the link. I said, you can probably get it out with one of these reverse easy outs. It's brass,
Yeah.
so it should come out of the aluminum fairly easy. If it don't,
So,
let me know. I can be at your house in 2 hours. I will leave and come help you."
mm-hmm.
And I meant that. I will lock this fucking
And I
door.
and I knew it. And I knew he would.
I will lock the door, lock the gate, tell my wife, "Here's where I'm going, here's the address, take my tools with me," and hit fucking down the bypass. And I'd drive up on Tulu and we'd sit there all day to fix it. If we have to take the damn air box off of it, pull the valve cover off, pull the head, we gonna get it off before I leave. And then I'd come all the way home.
Yep.
And I would do that for absolutely nothing. Because when I tell my guy I got him because
Exactly.
I can
Exactly.
come home and make money at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I can come back
Yep.
home to the shop and clock in at 10 o'clock at night and work the fucking daylight.
Damn,
I can
Chris.
still make up my hours.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
can make them up. But am I going to do that for everybody? Absolutely not. Because the reason why I won't do that for absolutely everybody,
That's a
because
thousand.
I know if I needed something and I called Tulu, 84, 87, build on a budget, hell, Cars in the Cut would get on a fucking plane and fly to damn North Carolina. I know that they would do that. But
Yep.
On for real.
Like Tulu just said, I wouldn't cash that check in or that chit because I know they got their life and they're going whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
will pack my shit up and I will drive to fucking where he lives at and we will get it done, whether it's wrong or right. We will do it. And I'm okay with that because I know if I get pushed to come to shove, I know Tulu got my back. I know he's got it.
Hey,
I know
for
he's got
real.
it.
Hmm.
For
That,
real.
Yeah.
that, I appreciate that more than money. And I can go dig fucking fishing worms and sell fishing worms and pay my bills. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I
for
can make
real.
money. I've been a hustler
For real.
since I was damn 10 years old. I can hustle. I can work. That's not the problem. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is if I bend over backwards for somebody and then I call them and say, "Hey man, can you come over here and help me put this hood on this car?" Yeah, man, I really can't do it right now, man. When you want it done? I said, "Well, can we do it tomorrow sometime?" I I don't know, man. Ain't you got two boys? Well, yeah, I got two boys, but I didn't ask them. I asked you because you remember that time I
Yeah.
come over there and plowed your fucking garden.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, I
Right.
come over there and I plowed your garden and mowed your grass and done all that and didn't charge you nothing.
Right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, it won't be this. Man, I can probably. I said, you know what, man, forget it, and I'm done. I hang up the phone, and guess what? I don't call you no more.
That's it. That's it.
You
Yeah.
done showed me
But
who
yeah.
you are. I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm not mad
Hell
at
yeah.
you. I wish you the best. Just because you ain't sitting
Right.
at my table, don't mean you an enemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. 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 But no, like I was about to say though, one thing for real, JG, that's why people don't play with like you and really rebuild. You know what I'm saying? As far as like sending their car to them, oh, they can't just up and send their car to y'all because they already know. You know what I'm saying? That come with it's different between business and personal.
Hmm.
And
You
they
ain't
feel
pushing
like
it
they
back.
can get over on like other people, you know what I'm saying? And or they got somebody close by, they already know they can go just steal their shit back. But they know they can't get over on the likes of like you or like a Willie rebuild. So that's why they, you know what I'm saying, they do stuff like what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's why. That's why. That's why Willie ain't, you know what I'm saying, don't take some cars in and stuff like that because hey, they already know he ain't playing with them, man. He gonna put your business out there like that. So they're
Hmm.
See,
with you. You
that's
know what I'm
one
saying? The
thing.
same way.
That's one thing that's one thing I won't do. I won't belittle or bash nobody if I had bad business with them because I just think that's bad business. I just let karma take care of it. I let her
Yeah,
take care of it because she's a vicious bitch.
yeah,
I mean, she is. I mean, she's vicious. She don't care. You know, she don't care.
yeah,
So I don't do that because it's just in my opinion, and you know everybody's got an opinion. It's just bad business. But if I do ask around, you know, like if there's
right,
somebody says I
Chico.
don't never do nothing for local people, and I normally don't. I normally don't do nothing for local people. And the reason why is because there's so many shops in this area. There's probably 15 or 20 body shops within a 30-mile radius of me
Mm,
that does like collision work and body shop work. They don't actually do restoration stuff. They might dabble in it a little bit, but they don't actually
Hmm.
do it like I do it. And then
yeah,
somebody will come up to me and say, "Hey man, I want my car painted." I'm like, "Okay." Well, everybody around here talks, right? Just like we
hmm,
talk. Like our little community, if nobody didn't know this, we all talk off scene. You know, we
yeah,
don't talk
Oh yeah.
trash. We don't talk junk. We just talk
right,
facts. You know, that's the difference.
right,
You know, if we see something, it's like, "Hey, man, did you see this?" No, I didn't see that. Oh, shit. That's not what's up, man. That ain't good. You know, we look out for each other, you know,
hmm,
we try to protect each other the best we can being so far apart. But where I live at, there's a lot of body shops. Well, there's people that go to certain people. Like there's people that won't bring me their vehicle because they don't like me. You know,
mm,
I've had people tell people it's like, "Oh yeah, man, he's a bad son of a gun, man. He can paint like a son of a bitch. He can do this, he can do that. Man, he's a bad man. And man, he does real good, but I don't like him. He's arrogant, he's too confident, and he's an asshole." Okay,
too confident ain't a word.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, okay, fine. That's okay, and I respect that. But then there's people that will bring me stuff and say, "Hey, man, can you fix my car?" It's like, "Yeah, that's cool, man. What you got? This, that, and whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I said, "Well, hey, didn't you normally take all your stuff to so and so?
Hmm.
And then they look at me like, oh,
Mhm.
you know, I used to take my stuff to him, and I'm like, didn't you? I thought so and so was your guy. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
but man, he's just too busy, man, and and I really want to try to get this fixed. I'm like, really? I said, huh, interesting. I said, well, you've been taking your stuff to them for years, man, for years. I thought that was your guy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
man, he's just too busy right now. He can't do it. I was like, okay. Well, is it? Well, I'm just gonna let you know. I'm gonna holler at him and see if it's okay. What do you mean you're gonna holler at him? I said, I'm going when you leave. I don't mind fixing your car. I'll fix it, but I'm gonna reach out to him. Now we're not friends, but we're business owners. So I'm gonna reach out to him as a business owner, and I'm gonna say, hey, look, Tulu just came by here and brought me his car. But I know Tulu been going to seeing you for the last 20 years. Tulu wants me to fix his Regal. Uh, is there something I need to know? I mean, are y'all good? Does he
Mhm.
owe you any money or something sideways? Did y'all have a falling out? I mean,
Yeah.
what's the deal? You know, because there's always three sides of the story: your side, my side, and the truth
Thanks.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
man told me they're
Right.
good and he's too busy. Well, then when I asked this man, he's like, "Yeah, man, I fixed the last thing you did, man. He never paid me." And then he talked shit about I did a shitty ass job on his car, but he never paid me. I was like, "Okay, that's all I need to
Mm.
know." So then
That's
the
kind of
guy
what's
comes
going
back,
on right
a
now.
couple guy comes back in a couple of weeks, says, "Hey, man, do you think you could work my car in?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll work your car in when you go
Hey,
pay that other
facts,
man the
Chris.
money you owe him."
Right. Right.
Man, I don't owe him
Right.
shit, man. You see the shit that he done to my car, and I'm like, you get
Yeah.
what you pay for, you know.
Mhm.
Oh man, you too high any damn way, man. He said, you think you good, you think you bet now the script's flipped and now he's
Yeah.
attacking me in my fucking
Like, man,
driveway.
oh, you too good.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, buddy, whatever. And I turn around, and walk
Boy,
off, and come back in the shop and leave him standing out there in the grab. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
people.
it's we talk, man, we talk. So it doesn't matter. Well, Chris just popped up. It doesn't matter if Chris is in Pennsylvania or Cars is in daggone California or Tulu's down here close to the coast. It doesn't matter if I see something or I hear
Mhm.
something and it don't sound right to me. Best believe I'm going to reach out to him and say, "Hey man, and it's not gossip. You know, it's not
Sure.
gossip. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, I heard this and you might want to check it
Mhm.
out." Hey, Cars, one last thing. Do you want to share the story on the furniture when we first got to be friends?
Oh, you talking about the place I was working at, and I showed you the couch.
Yes.
So I was doing
Y'all pay y'all listen, everybody stop what you're doing and listen to this. Me and Cars only knew each other maybe a couple weeks. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe plus or minus. And let Cars tell you what I found out.
so there was a place that I had to go do. It's called the LA Design Center, and the lady there, she has a YouTube channel, but I was talking to her about um, the furniture there because I've never seen this furniture in people's house. And so they sold the fabric. And so in talking to her, I was recording it because I was telling JG that she said this stuff is made in Carolinas. And so he was like, "Well, what city?" And so I said, "Can I record it?" And so she was telling me about the city that the furniture is made and so forth. Well, I sent it to JG, and JG said that furniture is built right over here. And then basically the amount of money that they were charging for the furniture was like, I would say, like 30 to 40 times more there than what it actually cost where it's actually made. And JG knows somebody that works in that factory that they're getting this furniture made at. She mentioned one couch, one side of the couch was $3,500 just for the frame, and then the material was another $3,000 or $4,000. Very, very odd. And I sent that to JG, and JG just showed me the place. He knew where it was. He knew somebody that worked there, and I was like, "Well, damn, it's a small world." And it seemed
Mm.
like it was just meant to be.
Yeah. They wanted like what, 15 grand for that couch?
For one couch.
And I didn't know cars like I know him now, and I was like, that don't sound right to me. And then I said, let me make a phone call. And like Bill says it, and he always says it on his live. He's like, look, man, I'm telling you, if JG don't know, nobody knows. And 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 he don't say that to being conceited, like me being old conceited or whatever, like I'm a know-it-all. I've been connected to a lot of people, not just in the car world, in every aspect of it. So I was like, cars that I'm thinking to myself, cars that don't sound right. So I stopped what I was doing working in the shop and I
Yeah,
started
yeah,
calling around, and I called a buddy and I was like, hey man, can you tell me about this? And he's like, oh yeah, you know, such and such over here, they build that over there. And I said, what's the name of that place? And he told me, and I got there, and then I found that somebody that I knew worked there, found out, talked to them, and he's like, oh yeah, we build that couch here. And I was like, yeah, and it was like a love seat couch. And he said,
yeah.
yeah, it's like $1,400, man. How many you want? And cars had the same couch in California, and they wanted 15
Man,
grand for the same couch.
15 grand for it.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Hey,
I could have bought it for $1,500.
that somebody else said it the other day. It's not all about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yep.
That's like when we were redoing our house here, right? And we were looking for some new seats and everything. We ended up doing a furniture store. My company ended up doing a furniture store down the road, you know what I'm saying? And I've been looking at their stuff and it's been overpriced because it's one of those warehouse type
Yeah.
things. And you know, we ended up doing the cameras and everything for, and then the dude, you know, he recognized him. He was like, "Oh man, did you still want some stuff?" He was like, "Matter of fact, you know, we'll give it to you for the original price." And the original price is half off of what
Oh yeah.
the price is really is. And I was like, "Oh snap," you know what I'm saying? So if I didn't know you, I wouldn't have been able to get this price. But at the same time, you know, it's crazy, especially
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
that.
I told Cars in the Cut, I said, how many couches you want? I'll buy them and rent a damn truck and drive them to Cali.
For 15,000.
Hey,
Sheesh.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and the
So,
crazy thing is, this is a 7 level building that's all blue. It's near Melrose, and I did the short when I pulled up because I knew it was a design center, so I wasn't gonna pull up in nothing raggedy, and I didn't know what I was going to be. They got a coffee shop that's a little hut that's in the front that has a long line
Mm,
of people waiting. I mean, this place is high class. So
yeah.
I'm looking in the places and I don't see nobody shopping. So I asked the lady, I said, why am I the only one here? And she says, only interior designers can come buy furniture and fabric from us. You can't just
Oh
walk
wow.
out the street and buy furniture or fabric from us. You have to be an interior designer that has their name as a business in our book for us to sell to them and give them prices.
Wow.
But it looks like it's a mall. It looks just like a multi-level
yeah,
mall with like nice
yeah,
escalators. I sent JG the whole video
yeah.
of talking to the
This
lady.
place was like
It was
crazy, man.
nice. It was nice.
And I was
I
thinking the same thing. I was like, where's all the people at? There was nobody in there but like cars and like one person in there talking. I'm like, this
Yeah.
place is huge and they ain't but two people in the building.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
something didn't add up. And there's a
Yeah.
place, there are two things I want to tell you. There's a place here, between here and Raleigh, and it's out in the country, and it's appointment only. It's got a paved road all the way to the building, and you have to, and they have exotic cars in this building. You
Mm,
cannot even get in the building unless you can prove you got 200 grand in your account.
Mm.
mm,
You can't even get an appointment. So my buddy had a blue Corvette that he sent, and they wanted to buy the car. It was a limited blue, had all this crazy stuff on it. Super nice car, but he just never drove it, so he wanted to get rid of it. So he put it online, and they made him an offer, a cash offer. He put the Corvette in an enclosed trailer and drove it to this place. When he gets there, there's no windows, there's no nothing. There's security, but it looks like what the hell is this place? They unload the car. These people come out. They look at the car. They do whatever. They bring it into like one of the lower buildings. They put it in there. They put it on the lift. They inspect the car. They go through all this stuff, and then after hours go by, they make him a cash offer. he accepts the cash offer. And then they said, we'll give you a cash offer, or we will give you 150K credit to come into the other part of the building to see what we have. And he's like, what do you mean what y'all have? And he's like, well, hell, whatever. He's a car guy. He's like, yeah, sure. What you got? So they go into this room and they said, no cell phones, no nothing. You got to leave all your electronic
Yeah.
devices outside. You can't go in. I mean, it's like, you can't walk in. He's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So he leaves everything in this little security box. He goes in and they got all kinds of shit in this place, like crazy. And then he ends up buying a Land Rover that actually came from one of the sheiks from Saudi Arabia. The son of a
Bulletproof.
bitch is right-hand drive, bulletproof glass. It's
Oh
red.
shit.
I mean, this thing is like full tack mode.
Yeah.
Full tack mode.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting it. And I'll get some pictures of it and I'll put it on my community post. I'm in the shop one day. He texts me after all this deal goes down. He texts me, super cool dude. So he texts me like, "You at Round JG?" I said, "Yeah, I'm at the shop." He's like, "I'm about to roll up on you," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I said, "I'll go open the gate." So I go open the gate, and then I'm in the shop, and then this daggone burgundy badass Land Rover comes pulling in, black damn wheels out. He pulls up to the damn front of the shop, and I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, who in the hell is this? Windows all
Right.
blacked out. And then he goes,
Yeah.
lets the air out the damn bags, and it tucks the wheels. And I'm like, who in the hell is that? And then the passenger side door opens, and my buddy gets
Right.
out,
You're
and I'm
like,
like,
oh shit.
I said, dude, who you riding with? He said, nobody, I'm driving. I was like, driving? He's like, yeah. He said, it's right
Big
hand
driver
drive.
sir.
And I go over there and I said, holy shit, dude. And he's like, yeah, let me show you this thing, man. This thing's like full tack mode.
Mhm.
Bulletproof glass, bulletproof doors. He's like, man, a sheik from damn
Mm,
Hobby Dobby or some shit. And I'm like, what? And it's bad to the damn bone. He's like, dude, this
heck
thing will
yeah.
flat ass fly. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, come on, let's take a ride in it. And I'm like, yeah. We get in the thing, and I cannot get over. I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and ain't nothing there. It's like nothing. His right hand drive, and we go down the road, and he pulls out, and we go up to the stop sign and turn around. And from the stop sign to my driveway, it's an eighth of a mile straight stretch. It's a drag from it's straight. And he took off from a dead standstill. And when we went past my driveway, we was running a buck 42. That son of a bitch was
Gee.
toting a mail, boy. And then we hit the bottom of the creek bottom. We went around the curve. He said, what do you think? And I was like, dude, this thing is a fucking rocket ship. And he's like, dude, and if we wreck, we good because it's all bulletproof.
Yeah.
Turn around and come back. And I'm like, holy shit, man. And he's like, yeah. And I was like,
Bro.
where'd you get this at? And he got to tell him, he's like, dude, I wish I could have took pictures. And he's like, this place
Mm,
is in down between here and Raleigh. He said, didn't even know it existed. And I'm like, holy crap. And the other thing I was going to tell you, when I worked at Petty's had a deal with Ashley Furniture. Now I know Ashley Furniture is not real high end furniture, but I know it's not real cheap furniture.
Yeah.
But the
mhm.
people, there was a guy that worked in the shop, and he went to Greensboro, and that's just right close to High Point where we was talking about where your furniture was at. And
Mhm.
he goes into Ashley Furniture, and he's in there talking this, that, whatever. And he said he just moved here, and he lived up there at Lake Townsend. He lived at Lake Townsend. He lived up there, blah, blah, blah. And that's a little uppity up place. And the lady said, yeah. And he said, yeah, I just got hired. I just got hired at Petty's Garage, blah, blah, blah. I work for Petty Enterprise. And they said, whoa, you work for who? And he's like, I actually you work for Richard Petty. And she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And she's like, hold on one second. And now this dude just moved here from Connecticut. And he only been here for like 6 months. And they come out there and said, you work for Richard Petty? And he said, yes, ma'am. She's like, do you have any credentials? And he's like, yeah, I got my driver's license, all that. She said, but no, can somebody verify that you work there? And he's like, yeah, we can call the shop or whatever. So they called the shop and got the shop foreman on the phone. And he's like, yeah, he works here. Where she? Okay, great. Okay, but not a problem. Yes, sir. We'll take care of him. Yep. Thanks for the call. Whatever. She says, let me get you a different price. And he's like,
Mm.
what? She's like, I'll be right back. She walks back there. She comes back. She hands him the thing. Now he wanted to furnish. He wanted to put furniture in his house, all living room suite, bedrooms. He wanted to do his whole house. Dude,
Mm,
they knocked 45% off the bill.
Yeah, that'll happen. That
And
definitely
he's
is what
like, he looked
Well,
at him and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not a petty or nothing. I work." She said, "No, we take care of anybody that works for the Petty family. You're good." And I'm thinking to myself, "Holy shit!" And then the next year, we went to Charlotte to the the next year we went to Charlotte, and they used to have a thing over there called the Auto Fair. It used to be real good, and then it went to shit, and now there's a new company that's got it, and it's supposed to be better. But
oh
we were
shit.
over there, and I was with this guy that worked for Petty's, and he was going around there, and I had a Petty's hat on, and we was looking at stuff, talking, whatever. And like Tulu says, it's sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. So this guy was
Mm-hmm.
looking for parts. He was doing a car or whatever, and they looked at me and blah 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 and this and whatever, and they said, "You with him?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I teach at the college, and but you got a Petty's garage hat on." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I work at Petty's too." I said, "I only work there part time because I work at the school." "Oh, you work at the college?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, what college?" I said, "I work at Randolph Community College in the Richard Petty Education Center." "Oh, so you still work for Richard?" I said, "Well, I work at the college." And he's like, "Okay, cool." So at the time I was building my 54 Bel Air, I didn't need any parts. But the guy handed me his card, and he's like, "Hey man, if there's anything you need, you let me know, and you'll get the Petty Enterprise discount." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not built that way." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm not that guy." And I said, I don't, I'm not that guy." So when I get back to the shop, I tell one of the daughters at the shop, and she said, "Oh yeah, any vendor that you're buying stuff from, you let them know you work for us, and they'll take care of you." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"What?"
Oh, that's
I was like,
dope.
"Yeah, I'm not that guy.
That's dope.
I'm
Hmm.
not that guy. I'm not that guy."
Mhm.
You know, so that's why I get kind of weird when people send me stuff like tools and people like
Mhm.
sponsorship and stuff. I get weird because I just
You think you had to drop your britches
I
one
like to
day?
get stuff for
well
free,
well
right?
well
Right.
it's
Or you
it,
don't
it's like
know.
it, well, and it's also like this. There might be somebody out there that's less fortunate than me that deserves it better than more than me. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You- I
Facts.
mean, so because the stuff I'm doing in
Facts.
here, I'm building for customers or clients, so they're going to pay the price regardless. So if a company's trying to give me a discount because I'm affiliated with somebody
Hey
or
fellas, I'm about to
affiliated,
drop off.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I'll
was
talk
we
to
was
y'all
gonna end
later.
it in a minute anyway because of your
yeah,
Oh no,
premiere.
you good?
yeah, you got
Oh,
to
you
permit.
good, bro.
So I just don't feel comfortable taking stuff like that because I'm just not wired that way. I would rather like somebody like Tulu or 84
Hey, Bill.
or somebody else be able to get that discount
Yeah,
because my clients are going to pay for it regardless. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
it's different because I'm a business and you're an individual, and
yeah,
I try to explain that to people.
yeah.
So let me see. Let me catch up on the comments
Yeah.
right quick.
Lastly, before I end it, because Tulu's premiere is coming up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I used to work for Robert Heyman. He was Fred Heyman's dad. Fred Heyman was the one who created that Giorgio Rodeo Drive, that women's
Yes.
cologne
Yes.
perfume and stuff. And we were in there talking. He was like, "Yeah, I want to go buy a Ferrari." Well, he started a company, sold it. So it was. I don't know if you guys remember the Philips white, the brightening where they whiten your teeth with the blue light.
Yes.
Well, they
Yes.
used to be Discus Dental, and so I started a radiography company with another guy. We were doing the technical aspect, and Robert Heyman bought into it. And so one day Robert was saying, "Yeah, I want to go get a Ferrari. I'm thinking about this one." I said, "You want a brand new one?" He was like, "Oh yeah, that's the only way to get one." I said, "You can't go buy a brand new Ferrari." And he says, "What do you mean I can't go buy a brand new Ferrari?" I said, "You can't just go buy a brand new Ferrari. I don't care how much money you have. If you have a check, cash, credit card, or whatever, you just can't go buy one." He's like, "Yes, I can." I said, "I bet you $500 right now that we go to the dealership. You cannot go buy a brand new Ferrari right now."
Yep.
So he
Can't do it.
says, "Let's go." I go to the dealership with them. They wave at me. He's like, "You know these people? You got something to say?" I was like, "No, I don't have anything set up. You are not going to buy a brand new Ferrari."
He
And he
ain't
says,
gonna do
"I
it.
want to buy that F4 right there." They go, "Are you a previous Ferrari owner?" "Well, no, but I have the money." Doesn't matter how much credit you have or how much money you have. You're not buying a brand new Ferrari. He can buy it, but you can't. And so he says, well, how come I can't? But he's like, you have to buy it used from someone, or you have to buy a Maserati and drive it for a year before you can buy one. And I was like, was my $500.
Facts.
And
Facts.
so he said, well, how did you know that? I was like, don't worry about how I know, but some people are a little bit more seasoned than others.
That's right. Facts. And to note, Ferrari, if you mistreat their cars,
Oh, they take that shit back.
they
They
will
will take
ban
it
you.
back.
They
Yep.
will ban you, and you can't
Yep.
even own a fucking Ferrari.
Yep. Yep. And if you watch one of my shorts going to the donut shop, you'll see the reasons why I know.
Yeah. Yeah, they I think what 50 Cent, I think he got banned for buying anymore
Oh yeah.
because and there's some other people that's banned from not even holding Ferrari. So I'll one last thing I'll add to that, and then we'll go check out Tulu's thing. So the guy that took over Petty's Garage, which is now called Legendary Garage, which is Rush Stelfox, which used to be the ex-CEO of Percolator Oil Filters.
Oh, okay.
On his 50th wedding anniversary, his wife wanted a new Ferrari. And let me tell you why I like rubbing shoulders with these guys. He sent his wife to Ferrari, and she got to pick and build her car while it went down the assembly line. That's how
Wow.
much clout. That's how much clout Russ has got.
Oh yeah. And money.
Yes, flew his wife to Italy to
Yeah.
get a Ferrari built on the and she watched on the mausoleum while her car is going down and get built. That was her 50th wedding anniversary. That's, to me, that right there is clout. That
Mhm.
like you walk in and they like, yes sir, no sir, yes sir. And Russ is the most laid back, daggone down the earth, super nice guy. If you've seen him, he's in like blue jeans and damn Adidas tennis shoes and a golf t-shirt and a daggone ball cap. He looks like just like us, regular Joe, but there is no telling how much money he's worth. But for his defense, when it comes time to business, he's business, baby. He's
Oh yeah.
business.
Yeah.
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 Well, man, good show, man. I'm gonna get off
Appreciate
here
that.
and oh yeah, no problem, man. Always, buddy, always. I'm gonna get off here and grab me something to eat and then lock up shop and then go in the house and watch Tulu in the
Yeah.
house.
So we gonna go watch Tulu's live. So everybody, I
Yeah, so
appreciate you
everybody in the
tuning
chat, go
in.
check out Tulu's premiere.
Tulu's doing his premiere, so he should be probably already have started it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thanks until the next one.
Yep, later.